If you've ever built your own internal tool, whether that's on something like Claude, Codex, or even Lovable, then you know this process. You get an idea, you build the app, and it finally works. But to make it really work, you have to add an API key. So every time you use the tool that you built to replace a subscription, you are continually paying another set of costs just to keep it thinking. But what if the very AI subscription that helped you build the tool could be used to power that app? This is exactly what I'm going to show you in this video. By doing this very simple swap, you'll be able to save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on the tools that you build every single day. Let's dive in. All right, so what you're looking at here is a very basic meeting analyzer app. And the point of this is not to show you how amazing this vibe coded app is, but more so how it works behind the scenes. So let's say we take this hypothetical meeting that I put together and I click on this model. And in this case, I'm using Codex's models and I'll do, let's say Luna, and I'll go on medium. And we click on this button right here that says run brief. Typically what would happen, you would go and send this request, you'd have an API key behind the scenes that has its own credit card and its own credit usage associated with it, but this entire pipeline will run without charging me a single extra dollar. And within 10 seconds, we get the entire meeting analyzed, categorized, and summarized. And again, the point of this is not the application itself, but it's the fact that we're using our existing Codex subscription to power this internal app. Now you can apply what I just showed you to any app you can imagine. This is my internal social media analytics / surveillance app, and everything from the different trends to my idea board to my thumbnail tab, even image generation can be fully handled using the existing subscription that I already pay $100 for. So that was the what. Let's get into the how. Now, theoretically, you typically have your AI app, and then when you click and make it do something, a click equals money. So on a normal day, you might look at all your subscriptions and say, you know what, I don't want to pay for Linear anymore, or Jira. Let's take this in-house. And then you come up with this problem, you come up with the app, and then you have some form of API key and meter. So in terms of the overall process, we're just changing one component. You're still going to have to figure out what the problem you're trying to solve is, how you're going to build it, plan it, and spec it. But we're going to try to swap out this layer here. And what we're going to slot in instead is called the Codex SDK, which stands for Software Development Kit. And if you're non-technical and you have this urge to click away from the video, I'm not going to get into the weeds here. It is purely a bridge. And I'll give you a nice visual to walk you through what this is and how it compares with an API key. So if you set this up the right way, you'll be able to build your application and then you have this bridge. This is a bridge that you can ask something like Codex or Claude to swap in, and all it has to know is the word SDK. Once it knows that, then you can use your existing subscription. And yes, this does work for something like Claude as well. Just to give you a flashback, back in April of this year, I came up with what's called Claude Claw, where I used the Claude Code subscription to the Claude SDK to act as a bridge so that I could prevent having to pay for extra API costs to use things like Hermes agent and our very own Claude Claw agent. So if you have AI help you set this up correctly, then every single time you send a request to your app, instead of going to an API key that goes to a different server, this will use a headless version of your subscription. And if you don't know what headless means, imagine that you have this Codex session running, but instead of using it through the interface, it is running behind the scenes in the background. Once it gets that request and you get your access granted, then you'll be able to accomplish any one of these tasks. You can use the existing models, and you can even use different tiers of effort for that specific model. And the cool thing is, whatever that specific service is able to do through that subscription, you can do through the SDK. So if Codex is able to not only generate text, but also images, you can also create images without paying extra cost. So a good example here is my thumbnail lab. So if I go here, I say, create a thumbnail on how I use Codex subscription to replace paying for API costs. Then I can say, create some cool contrast effect. And once we click on create thumbnail project, it will start to put together this idea package. And you can see right here, it is kicking off the image pipeline. So this will go and use GPT-2 image with the power of Soul on medium mode that we can swap out for whatever model we want. And in the future, you can swap this in for every subsequent model that automatically is a part of your subscription. And after 5 minutes, it not only came up with 3 separate ideas for the thumbnails, but when I click on generate another, it sends that request to our subscription and we come back with this beautiful thumbnail. And just to drive the point home as to what happened when we clicked generate thumbnail, we sent the request from the app. It went through the bridge. It spun up a Codex headless worker behind the scenes, and then took the context of the thumbnail brief and it brought us back the result. And the best part of becoming familiar with this method is once you figure this out, you can start applying it and swapping out the backends for internal tools like your brief makers, your research tools, your file sorters, and your email triage. Now, before I show you an example mega prompt that was used to one-shot this application, I want to clarify a specific point. If you look at the terms and conditions of using the Codex SDK, very similar to the Claude SDK, you can only use it for internal use or personal use. This isn't meant to go and spin up a SaaS and then sell it to the public and then just basically MacGyver and swap through a series of subscription accounts to save you money while you make all the margin. There are companies out there that I won't name that seem to be using this method, but it's against the terms of service, so it could get you in trouble. So again, this is optimized for things like internal tools, workflows, and integrations. Alright, so now I'm going to show you a snippet of the very prompt that I used to build that initial meeting analyzer app. And naturally, I won't read the whole thing because it's definitely a behemoth, but I'll make it available to you down in the second link in the description below. Alright, so I start off saying, build me a complete, runnable, local-first internal tool called Brief Room. It turns any pasted text into a structured brief. The defining constraint. All AI calls go through the OpenAI SDK using my cached ChatGPT login, so there's no API key anywhere. Do not ask for an API key. The Codex SDK finds this specific authorization code on its own when constructed with no arguments. So then I give it the build spec, so build every single file below, and obviously I had Codex help me build this prompt once I taught it exactly what I'm looking to do and how I'm looking to do it. So we go through the architecture of what it should look like, how we should spin it up on a local host server, and then we have the project skeleton, and then we get to file 1, which is one of the most important ones. This is basically a series of instructions on how to create this wrapper using the software development kit so we can use our subscription. And there's a lot of nuance here. So the core idea is you would take this prompt, you would put it into your AI of choice, and you'd have it basically change the requirements and the structure and the architecture for whatever application you already have or the one you want to create. Now this file here is entirely optional, and it's just meant to create the app in a way that I can share it on my private mesh server to the rest of my agency team. Now I'm using something that's called Tailscale, not affiliated whatsoever. It is a pretty much free to use application for smaller businesses where once you spin up a local internal app, if you want a few other members to use it, assuming it's not for commercial use, you can then share the very link to have them use it as well. Or you can even deploy it and just share it with those specific people. And just by using a very basic model like 5.6 Luna on Extra High, which is honestly dirt cheap and almost 80% cheaper than Sonnet 5 in normal use, you were able to get the full package, and all you had to do was run this npm run dev. As the lazy man that I am, I just made it run it on my behalf, and then you got that local host that allowed us to have this application. I just made some cosmetic updates to it, and from this point on, you're good to go. Now to make this infinitely easier for you, I'm going to put together a full guide that I'll attach to the very prompt that I promised you before, so you can feed that to your AI and increase the chances that you can build something like this in as few steps as possible. And naturally, if you want to go deeper down the rabbit hole and learn exactly how I build these more complex applications that I showed you before using things like the Codex SDK, then you want to check out the first link down below for my community, because I'm going to walk through A to Z masterclass on how I built this. And for the rest of you, if you found this video helpful and you want to see even more videos saving you time, tokens, and sanity, then please leave a like on the video, a comment if you so choose, and I'll see you in the next one.